Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to be informed, entertained, and enlightened. You tune in to Radio Hugyao sa alas 11.
It's time for your daily dose of news, insightful talks, and valuable information that matter to you and your community. We're your source for everything you need to stay in the know.
From breaking news to in-depth discussion, we got it all covered. We're your trusted partner in delivering the latest news update that shape your world.
Join us every day at 11 a.m. as we dive into the stories that matter, provide expert analysis, and share the knowledge that empowers you.
DYRHO 817.
Your source for news, talks, and information.
We're here to keep you engaged and informed. DYRHO 817. Radio Hugyao sa alas 11.
Hello, welcome to Radio Hugyao. My name is Prince Jason Espinosa. Today, please welcome our moderators, Johnny Non Jr. and Ronaldo Melissa III.
Thank you for the introduction, Mr. Espinosa, and a pleasant afternoon sa iyong partner, Ronaldo Melissa. So, how's life? Kamusta ang college life, Mr. Melissa?
Ang life, okay man. Ang college life na medyo stress pero kaya-kaya man go with the flow lang.
So, Mr. Melissa, are you aware of ang term na gasikat sa Pilipinas nga Bagong Pilipinas?
Siyempre. Bagong Pilipinas is the governance brand of the administration of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. According to Memorandum Circular Number 24, Bagong Pilipinas is characterized by a principled, accountable, and dependable government reinforced by unifying institutions of society, which calls for a deep and fundamental transformations in all sectors of society and government, and fosters the state's commitment towards the attainment of comprehensive policy reforms and full economic recovery.
In addition, Bagong Pilipinas, Bagong Mukha is a song by Andrew E. that was released in 2022. The song's lyrics talk about the changes and improvements that the Philippines needs to undergo to become a better nation. The phrase Bagong Pilipinas, Bagong Mukha translates to New Philippines, New Face in English, which reflects the idea of fresh start in a new beginning for the country.
We would like to have a word with our sponsor, Princeton Memory Enhance.
Okay, class, get a piece of paper because we will be having a short quiz.
Nice, makwiz naman si sir. Hapos lang niya.
Pre, pila ka sa quiz? Naka-8 pa ko ya?
2 out of 10 lang ko pre, nalimtan ko gintanan nga gintudlo ni sir.
Ambal mo, hapos lang. Law-law. Tingin ni bilang Princeton.
Ano na ang Princeton, pre how?
Ang Princeton Memory Enhancer may Bacopa Monnieri Extract which can help enhance your memory and concentration. It has a nerve tonic effect. It helps calm the nerves to help you focus on your daily tasks.
Pre, pila ka na subong sa quiz?
8 out of 10 ako pre. Effective man galing Princeton, no?
Ambalan ka. Tendo pa naulat nyo? Bakal na.
Ang Princeton Memory Enhancer mabakal sa Rose Pharmacy, Mercury Drugstore, kag sa mga butika malapit sa inyong nga lugar.
No approved therapeutic claim. Mahalagang paalala. Ang Princeton ay hindi gamot ay hindi dapat gamitin panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
Okay, now, our message will be about Bagong Pilipinas will be brought to you by a former USA government board member and current political science student, Oliver Peñalver.
And for our important guest, a lawyer and the AB Political Science and Foreign Service faculty, Attorney Noel S. Cinco.
So now let's go to our first question.
Question number 1. What does Bagong Pilipinas mean to you and how do you think it reflects the current state of the Philippines?
Maybe that question can be answered by one of our speakers. May I call on Mr. Oliver Peñalver?
For me, if you ask me what is Bagong Pilipinas means to me, no? Nagbago man tuod ang Pilipinas for me. Ang Bagong Pilipinas is nagtaas ang presyo muna nga ginatawag nga bagong Pilipinas kani kay isang una ang presyo mo ni tapos subong naglain ang presyo. That is what we call bagong Pilipinas. But kidding aside, so bagong Pilipinas for me is a characterized principle, accountable and dependable government reinforced by unified institution of society whose common objective is to realize the goal and aspiration for every Filipino. In my opinion, to some extent, wala din man siya gawa na fully realize ka na-implement pa subong pero somewhat ga-reflect siya sa current nga state sang aton nga Philippine government.
Indeed, no, Mr. Oliver, there was some changes sa nga country. But for further details siguro, let's welcome Attorney Singkong for his insights about the tagline.
Oo, no? When you try to look at the song no, ni Andrew A, well, I don't see anything bad, no? Because they only wanted change, no? But the change is, or you should be for the betterment, no, of the society, no. And well, it has a resemblance from the bagong lipunan na ni Marcos Sr. Almost similar siya na concept, like you want to produce a new society, new form of a mindset, no, new form of a people, di ba? So, hopefully, padayon kita no, in its second term as or second year as president. So, no, we are still hoping for this bagong lipunan or your new Philippines, diba?
It's very well said, Attorney. Pero partner, kung compare mo siguro ang changes nga na po subong kaysa kay Duterte administration, makita mo mas may change din, di ba, kay Duterte. Pero syempre si Marcos subong 2 years pa lang. So we will see so on if mga abotang ba sa changes git grabe sa ating Pilipinas. Now, let's move on for the second question.
Question number 2. How can the Bagong Pilipinas policy be improved to better address the needs of the Filipino people? And what role can political science and legal experts play in this process?
That's a very interesting question. I think Mr. Oliver Penielberg can answer that.
For me, do wala man ko medyo recommendation good since ang bagong Pilipinas, no, since pag-upa man lang si Bongbong Marcos, wala pa man gid na implement ang aton nga ginatawag nga hiyagid nga hindi ta pa makita ang full potential ya since 2 years pa lang siya sang nag-start sang iya career as being president. So hindi ta siya makita subong kag ang role ta dapat for me is to suportara na lang siguro ang iyang branding in which possible means nga maka-impact ta as for me as a student, maka-impact sa betterment sang society ta.
Wow, thanks. That's an interesting response.
So let's hear for what attorneys Cinco insights about the question.
Okay, no? When you try to look, no, in your memorandum, circular number 24, no, it aims for a principled, accountable, and dependable government, diba? By unifying, no, all sectors of the society, you know. So of course, it is a very hard thing to do, no, to have a more principled and accountable government, diba? Because we know that your or some of your government officials are doing not so good, diba, in their offices, no, and therefore corrupt, diba, some of their works, no. and it could have a very big impact negatively on the society. So but I still we are hoping that in its second year kabay lang maamat-amat pang reform ni Bongbong Marcos ni gobyerno, starting off on his government in his cabinet secretaries, diba? So dapat makita kay Marcos ang word nga servant leadership, diba? Agina exemplify ni Oliver sang pagdipadalaga niya di bilang vice governor sa SSC atani man si Bongbong Marcos makarelate man sa ginaambal ni Oliver sa may diring ikampanya sa college yeah.
Sakto attorney sakto gid dapat may servant leadership passion gid sa aton nga pamuluyo. To add on sa akon nga mark as a political science student ang role siguro sang aton nga political science student is to be a watchmaker sa aton tanan nga sa aton tanan nga mga local politician mapanasyonal. I mean again pati pagidgali sa national nga wherein nga dapat kung may sala sila kinahanglan i-call out agid sa mga actions nila kag sa ila nga mga ginapangambal. We make sure nga dapat accountable sila kay di ba ako as a political science student kabilib ko nga kung anong natabo subong it's just gakatabo man sa una mo kumbaga bala history repeat itself. So basically with the knowledge bala nga ginatun-an namon sa school or sa eskwelahan mga political ideologies, I believe nga makabuli gina sa amo ginang role sa political science watchmaker makabuli kumbaga bala sa media kumbaga kung sila ang fourth branches dapat ang Polsay dapat maging watchmaker man para sa peaceful society. Amo na back to you Baggy.
Grabe Oliver, you do feeling mo mga watchman it mga Polsay
Sa akin naman pala siguro importante kaya man ang pagiging accountable. Bisan sa diin man nga aspeto sa government man o sa community, importante ganyan ang pagiging accountable kapin pa kung may sala ka din ginaubra sa isang bagay.
Siyempre dapat kung may sala dapat ako
sakto gina.
Very well said, Mr. Pinalbert. Now let's move on for the last question.
As we wrap up this episode, how can the Barangay and Sangguniang Kabataan elections of 2023 contribute to the President Bagong Pilipinas branding? And what role can lawyers and political science students play in ensuring a fair and transparent election process at the grassroots level?
So, Mr. Pinalbert, what is your insights about the question?
Siguro for me ang ma-contribute siguro sang mga muning election is that to both mga politicians sa grassroots level sa barangay wisely kay di ba na-learn ta naman ang lessons sang una kay Duterte wherein ang balya di ba may change is coming, change is indeed had come, pero muna gani kinahanglan ta man gyapon maging vigilant sa mga tao nga butuhon ta kay basi iban nagapakuno-kuno attorney nagapakuno-kuno nga
apat sir
na
leadership
amo gani so amo na ang role siguro naton para maging transparent ang election is through voters education wherein nga ang tanan nga mga butante make sure ta nga makabati sila blamayo, make sure ta nga sila ang ma-follow up sa aton nga mga bagay nga ni para ensure ta gid nga sakto pag ang may hunod ang butuhon nila nga mga politicians. So, amo na, kag also in addition sa transparent election, no, as political science student, no, may man mga estudyante nga naga volunteer as watchman bala or full watcher. May ara ang mga estudyante nga polsay nga naga full watcher, no, sa aton nga mga amo na guro ma-contribute ko para sa ako, no, as a political science student para mag-ensure ang transparent nga election kag transparent nga local governance sa grassroots level kag muna na.
Sige. No, bilang abogado, di siyempre, as frontline kami, no, I have been working with this politicians or some leaders, no, that is of course asking the help from these lawyers, no, to have their plan, no, being organized, ang brown sa mga poll, watchers, ila right during the election, diba? And we also conducted, no, your voters education, diba? Kasi Kuya O, tuging butang ko example, no, kung paano nag-alam si Kuya O, diba? Through voters education, diba? So, ang rules ng abogado, aside from filing cases from this violation of election laws, is to, of course, no, make sure nga safe ang pag-conduct sa aton isagoni ang kabataan and barangay election, no? So do amo ginang role sa mga lawyers, no? Di ba, Ber?
Sakto gina attorney amo gina ang aton anamon sa imong klase kag kay klase ni attorney Hakpo bala.
They're the one who ensure rights, right?
Sakto gina sa wonderful person.
Be like Kuya O.
Kuya O for the win.
Yes.
Support Kuya O.
Number one. So before we end our discussion, what is your final say for the tagline Bagong Pilipinas, Bagong Muka, or New Face and New Change?
Sige. So, ang mamba ko lang siguro, ang mga tao dapat magboto kitang matutuot ng mga worthy ng mga tao. No? I mean, ang mga tao kinalan dapat magboto sa mga nagakadapat sa posisyon. Hindi nga mga kulang bala nga mga experience kag kulang mga hindi man takambal kay, di ba, ang sa constitution, di ba, attorney, read and write lang man mo, makapadalagan ka na president. So, pero ang mahamba ko lang, dapat ang mga tao mag-vote wisely for the incoming election, not only sa barangay pero sa uli sa mga national level na sa mga Senate next year, di ba? Next year na, attorney, no? Dugay pagali. Mo na, pero vote wisely lang sa incoming kag sa sunod pagid nga mga election. Amo lang ginamama.
Yasa ako naman yate, stay informed, stay vigilant, diba? And stay away from the temptation of the vote buying. Siyempre, ibiskan naman ba na we are now informed enough, no? Para na lang, no? At in order to have a more principled governance, as of course mandated by this bagong yalipunan policy, dapat agad, no, nga make sure ang aton nga futuro, no?
Nasa mga listeners na nagpapati sa amon, vote wisely gid ang leader nga masaligad nga maghatag sa tampad nga serbisyo. So without further ado, back to you, Mr. Melissa.
Yes, thank you for your thoughts and for entertaining our questions for tonight. I agree with Mr. Enon, hindi gid ka mo mag-vote sa an active basketball player, vote mo gid ang mga qualifications na maayo kag nga pati ang utok na alam.
This is Johnny Hinon Jr.
And this is Ronaldo Meliasa III.
Signing off.
Thank you all for listening to our podcast. I hope you enjoyed our topic. This is Prince Jason Espinosa signing off.